Hello and a very good day everyone. So today we will learn on creating automation report whereby we will consolidate files, a lot of files using Power Query, and then we'll create a dashboard via pivot table, and then finally we will add a VBA code to automate the data. So now let us look at the files. So now we do have a claims monthly report. So for example, now I open January 2023. So when I open the January monthly report regarding the claims, so I have the employees, I have the expense category, I have their details, and also what is the amount. So now the thing is, what I'm going to do is I want to consolidate for January and up to April. So now how I want to consolidate January, February, March, April in one particular file? Well, let's get started. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to data. So once I click data, I go to get data. So when I click get data and I go to from file, I go from folder. Okay, I go from folder. So why I choose from folder? Because I have saved all the files basically in that one folder. So what I'm going to do is I want to go back to the folder desktop and I click claims. So this is the folder where I save all the files. So what I'm going to do is I press open. So once I press open, it will load for a while. Okay, it will take some time to load, and then what I do is, okay, once this box appear, I click combine and transform data. So I click combine and transform data. Okay, and then later you will notice that a big box will appear. A big box named consolidate files will appear. Okay, as you can see here, combine files will appear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click all the files. That means January, I want to click the claims, and then for February I click claims, and I do the same for March. I click and put the claims, and then I do the same for April. I click and put claims. So basically we select all the tabs regarding to claims, and we want to combine the files or consolidate the data. So what I do is I press OK. So the moment I press OK, you will notice that we will be navigated to Power Query Editor. As you can see over here, we have gone to Power Query Editor. So now what's next is, okay, once you go to the Power Query Editor, this is where you can massage the data. So I don't want the source name and the number. I'm going to delete this so that here will show remove columns. But I want to sort this from January, okay, in ascending order. That means from January up to April. Okay, and then what I do is I just want to press close and load. So the automatically when I press close and load, it will load to the table. As you can see, now we have January, and then we also have April. So now what if just say I have a new month. For example, over here every month we do have the claims data. So for example, I'm going to copy this, I want to paste it here. So just say we have the May month, okay, 005, and I put here May. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter this, and just say you have a May report. So what I'm going to do is I want to put 1st May 2023, and then I'm going to drag down, and then what I'm going to do is I want to put here 1000, and then I drag down. So if just say we do have a new report May, and with the May date and a new amount. So first thing is I save the file, and then what I'm doing is I'll close the file. Okay, and then what I do here is when I go back to the master file, I just press right click. When I press right click, the menu command will appear, and I choose refresh. So once I press refresh, automatically you see we have the May data. Okay, so the thing is now we know that we can consolidate using Power Query, but the thing is now it has been loaded to table format. The question is, can Power Query load to a pivot table report? Well, we can do that as well. That means we can go to the query over here, and then what we do is we go to load to. So once we click load to, we can actually load the data into a table format or even a pivot table report. So I'm going to press here OK, and then I press OK. So now you will notice over here we do have this pivot table report. Okay, so maybe I'll just remove all these rows, let it go to the top. Okay, so over here what I'm going to do is I just want to put the claim date at the row, and I just want to put the claims amount at the values. So over here we can see the sum of amount, which is January 4000 and May 25,000. And let me upkeep this. Right click, I go to format cells, and what I'm going to do is I choose accounting, no symbol and no decimal place. Okay, so now we do have for May. But what if just say the next month you have the June data? So what I'm going to do is, let me copy again. I copy this, I paste, and now let me put this one as June data. So 006 and June. Okay, let me open this file so that I just change the data accordingly. Okay, so I put here maybe 1st June 2023, and then I drag down and just say this amount I put just say 200. Okay, all 200 all on 1st June, and then I press Ctrl S, so it will be safe. I close the file, and then what I do is I put my cursor on the pivot table, right click, and I click refresh. So once I click refresh, you will notice now we have the data for June as well. So this is the power of Power Query, whereby since we have saved all the files in the same folder, so the next time when you open or you want to consolidate, you don't have to Control C and Control V. With just Power Query, you can immediately automate your data. Okay, so the next thing is how I want to create a dashboard using pivot table. Okay, what I'm going to do is I want to go to pivot table analyze. I go to pivot chart. So I click pivot chart and I press OK. So what I'm going to do over here is I want to press Control X. I create a new sheet, and over here I press Control V. Okay, and then let me remove this pivot table, remove this queries and connection, go to this cell T2, and then I want to put here a title, merchant center, and the title will be claims as of year to date FY 2023, and let me make it middle, and let me put the size as 30. So now we do have the title claims as of year to date. So let me upkeep this to maybe a blue color and a white color font, and then there you go. Okay, so now we do have a chart over here, and then what I'm going to do is I just want to upkeep the chart. So I click on the chart element, I remove legend, I remove grid line, I put data labels, and then over here I just right click the fill button, I hide all fill, and I remove the chart title as well. So now this y-axis so I can remove. So now we have January up to June, so this is the data. Okay, let me first put over here first. Okay, extend this. Okay, so it's extended accordingly, and yeah, we have January, February, March, April, May, June. And then what I'm going to do is I want to go to the claims, I want to copy this pivot table, and then I want to paste it over here. Okay, and this time I will go to pivot table analyze, I go to the field list, and I don't want the claim date. Basically, I also don't want the months, so I just want the total figure. So I'm going to put here a story. That means the claims as of year to date FY 2023 is, maybe I'll just put RM. Okay, so I'm going to put it equal F3, and I'm going to link to this cell which is D3. So the claims as of year to date FY 2023 is 43,000. But if you see, there's no comma, right? So what I'm going to do is I just want to put here text, and I want to put here comma, apostrophe, hashtag, comma, hashtag, hashtag, close apostrophe, close bracket, and there you go. So now what I'm going to do is I just want to create a dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to click here insert, illustration, shape, any shape will do. So I'm going to click a shape over here, and I want to put it equal, and I want to link it over here. Okay, so now we have the story. I put it at the center, I put it at the middle, center, and then I put at the size maybe 34. Okay, so now we do have the title, we do have the story. Okay, so the next thing is, what if just say there's a new month actually. Okay, but this time I'm not going to right click refresh. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a VBA code. That means I go to this developer, I go to this Visual Basic, and then automatically we'll go to the Visual Basic application. So I click insert module, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put here sub. Okay, sub, and then I'm going to press as update. So the name of our macro is sub update, name of the macro is update, and then what I'm going to put is dim, and then I just want to write maybe ABC as pivot table, and then set, okay, ABC equal sheets, and then I open bracket, close open apostrophe, and then this one is the name is claims. So I'm going to rename, copy this, and then I go back to the VBA code, close apostrophe, close bracket, full stop, pivot, and then I put here tables. Okay, open bracket, apostrophe, and then I'll just put my cursor over here, pivot table analyze. So this is pivot table 1, control C, and then I'm going to paste it, and then there you go. So now we have declaring, we have set, and then ABC refresh table. Okay, let me click first if see if there's any error. So there's no error. So basically, what is this sub update? So basically, we are naming our VBA as update. So basically, the name of VBA is update. Okay, and then after that, what is dim ABC? So basically, dim is declaring. So we are declaring the variable ABC as pivot table. Okay, so basically you can actually rename the ABC to XYZ 123 or whatnot. And then next step is okay, setting ABC to the sheet of claims pivot table 1. That means we are setting the ABC to be pivot table 1 of sheet claims. And then what's the next step is? The next step is to refresh the AB pivot table ABC. Okay, so we are declaring ABC as the pivot table, and then after that we are setting ABC to be the pivot table 1 under the sheet claims, the claims tab. Okay, under the claims tab, and then after that we are asking it to refresh the pivot table. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I just already created a macro over here, and then I go back, I go to this sheet, I go to this insert, illustration, shape, and then I choose a rectangle shape, and I click here. Okay, I just want to put here refresh, and then let me upkeep first. Okay, so I put it at the center, and then there you go. So now we do have this data over here. So just say next month you have a new data. Okay, I want to go here. Okay, just say I put here January. We have a new data on July. Okay, so let me rename this. I put this as 007, and let me put this as July. Okay, so I'm going to open the file, and I want to change the date accordingly to July. Okay, so let me put here, so maybe 1st July 2023, and then equal +1, so that it happens every day. So we have until 30th July, and then maybe I want to put the numbers as 1500. Okay, so I'm going to put here Control D, so we have about 45,000. So July date, July amount, Control S, save, I close. So now, if just say I click refresh, okay, so let me right click over here, I assign to macro, I put it as update, okay, I put the update. So now, when just say I click here refresh, you will see now we have the July month, and we also have the claims as of year to date has changed accordingly. Okay, and not only that, you can also create another pivot table. So I want to create a pivot table over here. So somewhere here, I just want to do the analysis. Okay, so and I also want to copy this, and I want to put it over here. Okay, so now we do have two different pivot tables. I go to pivot table analyze, I go to field list. So this time we have this data over here, but I don't want, I just, what I'm going to do is I want to put the amount again. So now we do have these two data, so I just want to put here as RM. Okay, and then over here I just want to put as trending, percentage trending. Okay, this is the data, so I'm going to press right click, show value as percentage different from. That means the answer will be in the format of the percentage, and we'll find difference from. Okay, so I'm going to click the difference from, and the January I choose previous. So and I'm going to press OK. So now we do have the data, we have the trending. That means January to February increased by 20%, February to March decreased by 69%, and then from April we have an increase. So this is the data, and then for this data over here, I just want to put as maybe the months at the column, and I just remove the claim date, and I put the expenses category as row. So now we do have the data over here, and then there you go. So now if just say we have a new data, okay, just say for the August. So what I'm going to do is just say I'm going to copy the February, I paste. Okay, so sometimes we do have this data that we receive from other department, or maybe we get from our email. Okay, but this case, what I'm doing for today's video, I'm going to put this as a fictional one. I want to change this into August, and I put here August. Okay, so I click this. So I'm going to open the file, and then I want to put as maybe 10 August 2023. Control D. So we have 10 August, and assume, just say the claims is only 50 ringgit. So I'm going to control D. So now we have this August date, change the amount, control S, it will save. So let me close this, and then what I'm going to do is I just click here, refresh. So once I click refresh, we do have August, we do have the number change, and we also have the August data. So what is this means? This is what we call as the automation report. That means number one, we consolidate the files. Number two, we create dashboard. Number three, we create the VBA code so that we can do automation. That means instead of we copy and paste monthly basis. So if just say we have a monthly report whereby you need to send a monthly report maybe by the first week of the month, by automation we can actually work smart and work efficiently. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, so basically this is what they call as the automation report. But before I end this video, I like to remind you, so if just say I press save, so automatically we can't save in a normal format. For example, over here I click here F12 and I just press save. So I can't save in a normal format, because why? Since I do have this VBA code over here, so that means I need to save it as a Excel macro enable workbook. So I click this and I press OK. So of course you want to change this as master file. Okay, master file, and then I press save. So automatically you can save. But the thing is, here is the few things that you need to know. Number one is, when you want to consolidate the file, make sure it is under the same folder. If all the files under the same folder, then you can refresh. Number two, is when you consolidate a file, make sure you have the same headers. If they say there are different headers, then it will not consolidate properly. And then lastly, make sure your tab has the same name. If it has the same name, then it will be easier for you to consolidate everything. Okay, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so basically this is how you can create the automation report.